Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time. My name is Tim Palladino, and this is Side Hustle Live. As always, I am joined today with my business partners, Tomer Saran and Darby Rollins. Our guest today is David Caren from Zen Ed Academy. Zen Ed Academy is an online school and community where intuitives can build confidence and clarity in their gifts while building a solid mental and emotional foundation for all of life. Damn, do I resonate with that. That's really amazing. David, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here. It's exciting. I'm really excited. Never played this game before, so let's just.
You're going to love it. I have a feeling you're going to be really good at it too from our previous conversation. So if you do not already have a copy of Side Hustle, the party game for entrepreneurs, please make your way over to Amazon and grab your copy today to play with your friends and family. It does not matter if you're playing in person or if it's virtual, just like we're doing here. The fun is all the same. And we encourage you to play along with us. If you're watching or listening, drop something in the comments, shoot us an email. We want to know what your thoughts are real time. This is a live show. So if you are saying something or if you want to share this, make sure you tag us on all socials at Play Side Hustle. That is at Play Side Hustle. That'll find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and anywhere else that we are that I don't know of right now. We're going to go ahead and jump right into a round. I'm going to roll the die for the industry, and I will be the investor the first time. It is a 7, and that is investor's choice. Oh, okay.
Good start.
Okay. All right. So the industry is going to be sci-fi novel. I'm going to try something crazy.
He's never played before. Tim, give us.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good at assessing people. I think he's playing possum. I think he's like, I never played before, but he's going to destroy us all. That's the feeling I'm getting from David. So sci-fi novel. We'll see if this works. If not, it'll make a good clip.
The confidence.
And the business, or I guess title of the novel, is Drop Spot. It is Drop Spot.
Drop Spot in sci-fi novel. Thank you so much.
We were talking about books earlier, and that's the first thing that came to mind.
All right.
While that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and go over the rules for all of our friends at home. So the rules are nice and simple. We go ahead. Oops, sorry about that. So we go ahead, and the investor draws a business card and rolls the industry die, just like I did, figuring out what the combination is. The entrepreneurs will take the time to brainstorm their ideas. We give them only a minute to come up with these brilliant ideas. Each entrepreneur will take turns pitching their idea to the investor. Then the investor will award a funny and fundable card. Those are the point system. Sometimes an entrepreneur will get one. Sometimes they'll get none. Sometimes they'll get both. Who knows? But we only have funny and fundable to award per round. The normal industries are tech and apps, media and entertainment, toys and games, sports and outdoors, home goods and fashion and retail. And as you just noticed, sometimes it's investor's choice too. And that throws a monkey wrench into the whole situation. But that's part of the fun, right? Jumping right in, jumping on some marbles. So have you guys had enough time? I think that was about a minute.
Absolutely. Looks like we got some fans in the audience today. Maurice is glad to be back for another game, he says.
Can we also compliment Maurice on that incredible image for his Facebook? That is well done.
It is.
That is definitely well done, Maurice.
If you are only listening to this on the podcast, you are getting, I would say, 75% of the fun here, and there's a whole another chunk, especially when we start doodling. So do check us out on video as well, but we appreciate you wherever you are listening. If you do want to join us for any of these, find our Facebook page at Play Side Hustle and set your reminder for the show. You can join us and play along. We will read out the fun ones that we see. Contribute yourself.
Excellent. Oh, it looks like we have to give a shout out to Maurice's wife. She took the photo.
Oh, good for her.
So big shout out to her. All right. Are you guys ready to pitch? Does anybody want to volunteer as I tighten my investor hat here?
Darby, my man. Oh, looks like we got a volunteer.
What? Did you just volunteer me?
No, I heard David laugh in a way that he seemed very.
I was laughing. I'm good to go. You want to do this? Let's do this.
I told you it was possible. It was a game he's playing with, showing his belly.
There it is.
True.
All right. So Drop Spot is set in 2099 with Barry the Time Cop, protecting the timeline from anomalies. And Drop Spot is the place of insertion, the place that all of these time cops get inserted to protect the timeline. However, Barry's got a moral dilemma because it turns out that the people who are running the timeline are actually running it for their own personal gain and chopping off, like normal everyday people. So Barry's got this moral dilemma. He's like, I just revealed this huge thing, like it's a big old conspiracy that I just locked into. Somebody in the past told me this, and now I don't know what to do.
Very cool. I really dig it. I really dig that. Let me just make some notes real quick. Let's see. So it comes return. Excellent.
Sidebar: has anyone here watched the new season of Loki that's out?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I'm 1 minute into like the second episode.
I'm banking. I like to bank those so that I have like 3 or 4 to like binge through at a time, or else I'm like just mad that I'm not watching the next one.
Yeah. Excellent. Darby, are you? I know you brought up Loki, so does that mean that you're going to be the God of Mischief next?
Man, I'm gonna keep this pretty low key, but yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Kill him. All right, everybody. I think we can all be on the same page here. Thank you, first of all, my publishers, for taking the chance to hear my pitch of my manuscript for my new manuscript for my new sci-fi novel called Drop Spot. Drop Spot. Well, first, I think we can all attest that the world is a scary place. We all know how scary, dangerous place the world can be, but when it all comes down to it, we're all looking for something that's going to entertain us to get kind of through this scary, psychoactive ordeal that we're all living in. Drop Spot is an interactive fiction story where the reader actually makes the choices as they move along and watch the story unfolds in front of their eyes. Often not, readers will find themselves having so much excitement and fun and entertainment inside of this interaction fiction story that they get lost in it for months at a time, only to resurface when the world is not quite as scary because they've been rejuvenated and refreshed by the exhilarating story that is Drop Spot. Thank you. Please publish me.
So what happens in Drop Spot?
All kinds of things. It's a massive interactive fictional story, and it's actually living. So we're updating it on a regular basis. We've actually got a team of writers on the background that is following along with the choices that you're making and developing the story as you go along. So no one actually has the same story. And what that's doing, that's causing a spread of like different forums on Reddit and different subreddits for people that are like diving in. They think they're in the same story, and then people keep going on different paths. And, it's kind of baking together these different little clans of people that think that they have the right story. And it's kind of causing some disruption on the internet, which is all the more reason why you should give us a massive advance to continue to publish this project.
All right. Excellent. Tomer, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. And today I bring to you the slight synopsis for our new sci-fi novel, soon to be a short limited run on HBO, Drop Spot. In a world where everyone works at the same company, there is a place where you drop off your time card, the Drop Spot. A gigantic black hole that everyone migrates to once a year to dump their time cards. And that is the only way that anyone gets paid. But suddenly there's a glitch when someone jumps in. All of a sudden, all of the time cards erupt from there and no one gets paid. An apocalypse has occurred, and we will find out why this happens when all the future tech businesses show their dirty under skin that comes about as you slowly peel back the onion layers of this futuristic corporate society. I give you Drop Spot, and I've animated the cover art for it already. It's a big black hole with a paper and a eye above it, teardrop style. It'll be posted online. Drop Spot.
It's nice. I like that you already have a streaming deal. That's very good. So before I jump into it, I want to make one note, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a review on everybody's pitch. The note is that this is completely unorthodox. This is not normally how the game is played, but I had I had the blessing of being the investor and getting investor's choice, and I think it's kind of fun putting some heat on people. So let it be known if you're listening or watching, this is an unorthodox version of a round, but I think everybody did a really good job. I think, and if you're listening and watching, I think you'll agree with that. So David had the Future Cop kind of pre-crime unit version for Drop Spot. Darby had a VR experience that is a kind of choose your own adventure. And Tomer had a time card Armageddon or Apocalypse. That when you put it in there, then it all went to hell and no one got paid and fire and brimstone. So I know that I will fund David's book, and I like the Apocalypse for Funny for Drop Spot, because I don't like it when I don't get paid, and I feel like there's a mini apocalypse brewing inside me when someone's late on their payments to me. So you got me right in the feels.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody. Great.
Thank you. All right. Well, I believe now, David, would you do the honors for us of being our next investor, and then letting everybody know a little bit about your what you're up to while we are brainstorming things over here?
Sure. Okay. So.
Oh, do you have a game in front of you, sir?
I have a game mostly in front of me.
That is fair. I can roll a die for you if you'd like.
I have no idea what the numbers mean, so I will.
So on the
die.
inside of the box there,
okay,
you will see a list that show you 1 through 12. If you lift the lid and look inside it. If you are buying this online, the industries are right there on the inside, so you always have them right there for you.
All right, and here we go. Let's go with a 10, and that is home goods.
All right.
Home goods. And the name or title of the home goods is going to be Retro Spark.
Retro Spark in home goods.
In home goods. All right, so while they are brainstorming, so I've been writing a book here called Passionate Purpose, which is about it's about finding your life purpose that has been under your nose this entire time. And this comes from the years of work that my wife Heather and I have done with clients from all over the world since 2008. And we've kind of taken that, the greatest challenges that people have had, and this book is the result, one of the results of that work, as well as our school and community, Zen Ed Academy. So that's kind of what we've been up to most recently.
Pretty rad.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit more about that academy and what, who you're kind of looking for, who the perfect person to go and visit you and learn from you is?
Sure. So Zen Ed Academy is a metaphysical school and community designed for people who are stepping into their intuition, stepping into getting over traumas and mental, emotional issues that they've been trapped with their entire life. And a lot of times what happens in that kind of a scenario, when you've got somebody who goes through big experiences, their mind tends to open up. And along with that, abilities that are beyond the normal range of human awareness also opens up. And there's not a lot out there that really can guide somebody using the power of the mind itself, how the mind is actually operating when it comes to intuitive gifts and basically the way that the human body is wired. And we specialize in helping people open up and kind of work on the trauma issues, plus step into their intuition.
Awesome.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's plenty of time for us fools to come up with something in the fantastic parameters that you provided us. To remind everyone, it was Retro Spark and Home Goods. Darby, I see you looking furtive. Would you care to go first?
Absolutely. I'm really glad that I have the pleasure to go first here. Put my stake in the ground first for Retro Spark in the home goods industry. Now, we all know how finicky that static electricity can be when you're walking around the house, especially when you got your wool socks on in the wintertime. One touch of the door handle and zap, I don't want to do that anymore. RetroSpark solves that problem by being a small little device that you tape onto the side of your arm or skin somewhere that actually creates a force field around you that eliminates static electricity. So you can be chilling, cooling inside your house without worrying about the next time you open up a door, getting shocked and turning into Shazam or the Flash. RetroSpark, putting the spark out and the good times back in your house.
All right. David, you are more than welcome to ask any clarifying questions you have for Darby and any of us as after they've pitched.
All right, cool. So Darby, how long does Retro Spark last?
So they're reusable little strips that each have a lasting time of about 3 to 4 days, depending on if you keep them on consistently. So, I mean, typically you want to take them off at night when you're sleeping so that unless you plan on getting up like often, to go to the restroom, stuff like that. If you can sleep through the night, you tend to actually extend the lifetime of each one of your sparks. But think of it as kind of like a Listerine strip for your day-to-day activities inside of your house. But it's not limited to your house. You can wear it when you travel, when you go to work, all places and things where you go and open up doors and have that irrational fear of getting sparked by static.
And this is definitely the highest and best use of your invention of force fields, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. I think that's great. Let's move on.
All right. I'll hit you up with it. With the I'd like to bring you Retro Spark and Home Goods. With the rise in popularity of brands like Smeg that bring a old timey 50s vibe to all your home appliances, we are RetroSpark, taking that concept and pushing it further by connecting it to modern day home appliance smart assistants. So why can't you also have beautiful 50s toasters and fridges and other lovely accessories, lamps that are this beautiful thing, but also connect to your phone and tell you when you're out of milk. That's right. That is what RetroSpark is, bringing it back while bringing it forward.
All right. And what markets are you shooting for? Just the US, or is it also open to the European market?
Oh, of course. Honestly, the European market loves it more. It's very rare that people here will buy a non-Blanc toilet bowl, but in Europe, it's all the rage to have different colored toilets. And it's actually often very hard to find a white toilet there. And so that is one of the reasons why we've pushed in that direction very much. Germany is very big on this.
Okay. And one more thing, do you have any social proofing already?
Sure. We showed it to several. We went to several different conferences. Everybody who talked to us was super cool about it and really fun, and they really liked it. And I got a lot of fun high fives from it. So it was like really cool. Yeah, it was like a good time.
All right. I think that's all the social proofing I need.
Exactly.
Money have you made?
Oh, like totally money, money. That's
Solid.
right. That's okay. Tim, I believe that.
Well, yeah, so I'm rewriting mine because mine was basically Tomer's. So Thank you so much for having me and giving me the ability to pitch Retro Spark in Home and Goods. I'm about to blow your mind, but first I'm going to rewind your mind. I want to introduce you to the first electric stimulus package that goes to your mind to let you replay the favorite day of your life. If you don't want to go ahead and play one of the favorite days of your life, you can replay one of the favorite days of other people's lives that we have in our library of about 1 million strangers that they didn't know it was happening, but it's okay. It makes it more fun. Million strangers that we have their memories in our library. So right before you go to bed, you strap on this little gear, make sure you put on the mouth guard so you don't, crush your teeth if you do seize. Have the day of your life, even at night. Retro Spark in Home Goods. It's the best I could do. I had like 15 seconds.
All right, and does this have FDA approval yet?
Hard no.
Fun dude approval. Yeah.
Dude approval.
Is that what FDA stands for?
Yeah. Fun dude approval. Awesome. All right. I think we're good to go here.
All right. Why don't you summarize for us what you heard?
Sure. So Darby, from what I heard, was the anti-static force field, like a Listerine strip that you can put on your forearm. I love the force field. I love the irrational fear of electric sparks. Lasting 3 to 4 days, that gives it a really good turnaround. So it's kind of a consumable good. So I think you might have something there. Then we got
Tomer
and Tim. Okay, so Tomer we've got with the modernizing retro. I really, really dig that, where you're taking like retro appliances, retro goods, and just turning them into modern, like smartphone, smart home type thing. I like that. Then we got Tim with the electric stimulus package, which is, I'm just going to say that one right there, that one takes the cake for the funny. There's no doubt about that. Yes. You have absolutely, in 15 seconds, taken the cake for your Retro Spark electric stimulus package. Your memory or someone else's.
So where's this one going, though?
Yeah, who are you going to wear the fundable one to?
The fundable. The fundable is going to go to Tamer because...
Bless America.
Dude, yeah. Taking all the old stuff, making it new again, making it cool again. Darby, you got to bring it hotter next time.
Oh, shit.
That's a legit irrational fear of mine. So I'm going to continue my pursuit of the force field anti-static Listerine strips.
I'm down with that force field.
It sounds like you're like planning to be like a supervillain. Like that's with that kind of endeavor.
Yeah.
That's just one man's opinion.
Like if Batman went dark?
Yes.
One man's very irrelevant opinion. I will go find an investor who will invest in me now.
Just start shocking people, be like, you got money?
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
All right, who is the next investor?
I'll go myself. Why not? All right. Well, everybody, let's do another round real quick. I'm going to roll my die. Delightful. 7 was investor's choice. Let's see what I feel like today. You know what? We're changing it up. We're being weird. Let's do plants and garden.
Yeah, I swear to God, I was going to joke and say vegetables. Okay, so
plant and garden is that. And okay, let's see what you guys do with Fastronaut.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, I am very concerned about what you guys come up with, but that's delightful. Tim, why don't you type that in for me while I talk?
Yes, absolutely.
Here at SideHustle, hashtag productive play, we like to bring you guys different ways that you can use our game to help your social life, help your work life, help your home life. And some of the things that we are coming up with are lesson plans and entertainment plans for different activities. So if you are looking for those things, please reach out to us. They'll be posted on our site soon. But if you want to partner with us, if you're an educator of any kind, if you host events and think, hey, I'd love to have a fun icebreaker for some people, please reach out to us. The best way to do so is right at our social media, if that's your preferred method, or if you want to send us an email at team@playsidehustle.com. We'd love to set up some events with you and your network, whether they be here in Austin if you happen to be local, or if you're in another part of the country, we'll set it up and make it work. Or maybe, hey, if it's the right one, we'll come to you. Reach out to us today, Play Side Hustle, for all your corporate, home, and educational needs. We'll talk soon. All right, guys, time to get this party started. I'm going to see. That's from AUT. Okay. In Plant and Garden. Oh, interesting. This is spelled a little odd. So let's do fast row not. And there's no E. I got to edit that again. One more edit. That is how it's spelled. One more time, everybody. We're entrepreneurs. Your side hustle is Fastronaut, and your industry is Plant and Garden. Darby, please.
Absolutely. My business is Fastronaut in the plants and gardens industry. Now, we all know how hard it is to keep up with all the new trends that are in the gardening space. And if you're like us, you want your garden to be beautiful and unique, but you don't have time to figure out which plants are best for your space or soil type. Fastronaut is an online service that helps people design their dream gardens using artificial intelligence, machine learning, and big data analysis, and a community of over 20 million gardeners. We'll recommend the perfect plants for you and your space based on the local weather patterns, seasonal changes, and microclimates. You can even upload photos of your home or on social media so we can make custom recommendations before you go shopping at a store. Fastronaut, get it today.
I need Neuralink so bad. Just saying.
Nobody could hear Tom.
We lost. Oh, we lost.
I love it.
We lost Tom Ayers' voice.
Probably my favorite part of the entire season.
Delightful. I thought that was a great pitch, and I wasn't muting. I was pensive. Let's go with that as the narrative. Speaking of which, I would love to hear what you have to say, David, about this one. Why don't you give us a pitch?
First of all, thank you for letting me show you or teach you what Fastronaut is all about. So we know that growing food, growing your own garden happens to be painstakingly slow. You got to wait for the seasons, you got to wait for the weather, you got to wait for your mom to get off the toilet, whatever it happens to be. Fastronaut is here to change that. You can grow your garden fast with Fastronaut. We bring NASA science home to your garden. You can make your garden space great again.
Okay. Tell me how.
Of course. I'm glad you asked. So Fastronaut uses the science that NASA astronauts have been using and NASA scientists have been using for the astronauts for decades. And it brings that science into your everyday garden. So with specialized domes that regulate the entire space, the entire nutrients in the soil, you can make it summer, you can make it spring, you can make it winter. And with AI, there's an accelerated timing component. So it takes the time that would normally take to grow vegetables, fruits, whatever you need, and it accelerates that by changing the days rapidly inside of this biodome.
That's fascinating and sounds like a video game / this interesting documentary called Starship Earth, or is it? Yeah, Spaceship Earth, I believe, where they go and where was a real documentary about a biodome that they built a while back when we were all younger, and very cool. That's fascinating.
Is that in
All
New
right,
Mexico?
I think it's in Arizona. or somewhere in the Northwest like that. All right.
Yeah. I have
Tim.
I have a very
Please.
similar idea, and obviously lab technicians that can't keep their mouths shut. So we have Fastronaut, which is the outer orbit garden pod that uses my personal patented time travel technology that is powered by gamma rays. Like, that's how we made the Incredible Hulk. So how can this go wrong? And we send your custom garden pod up into the air at such a velocity that it bends time and space, for it only to return to your Earth the same. We share the same Earth, the same day, and goes right into your backyard, burrows down, and you have a full garden of anything that you want. Our number one seller right now, we obviously sell per seed or per type, is space basil, and that is only followed by spud nicks. Those are the two biggest sellers. Yep. So just in case you didn't catch that, space basil and spud nicks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim.
Fastronaut in Plant and Garden.
Fantastic. How do any of these plants deal with the outrageous G-forces and spaghettification that normally occurs at such relative time speeds?
Well, to deal with G-forces, you have to be a G. So these plants have been trained up by some of the best G's out there. Our first seed investor was Ice-T. And damn, it feels good to be a gangster. So he taught them how to deal with that G-force.
Thank you. Pivot. Thank you, Tim. I'm going to read off one from Maurice on Facebook. Fastronaut is the home gardening system for Mars inhabitants. While Jeff and Elon work on bringing people to Mars, we perfect how they will eat healthy and delicious food that they grow themselves. I think that is a very important part of colonization. Thank you, Maurice. Now, let's hand out the, before I do, I'll summarize everybody's cards here. So, Darby, with an AI/community to essentially auto design your yard and garden for you. Very smart. I think a lot of people need as much help as they can. Some people have not green thumbs, but like magma thumbs that everything just burns when they touch it. And David had little biomes that essentially can accelerate the growing process in biodomes, in their backyard, which I think is fascinating and not unlike what Maurice is talking about, little self-contained pods. I like that. And Tim was going to spend millions of dollars to shoot plants into space so that they come back about a week or grow about a week later. Yeah. Basil takes so long to grow.
Times. That's what's so important about space basil.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. I appreciated your puns. I thought space basil should have been spazel, but that's just me. But it's unfortunate. I want to give the Fundable card to Darby for this one.
Yes.
I think that an actual community or here you go, buddy. Whoop. Wow, look at that. That an actual community of people who would help design your area and to give you a better understanding of your actual biome of where you live and be able to plant stuff is a beneficial thing. Now, the golden funny card. To me, I interpret this card as whatever made me laugh or smile the most. And I'm going to give that to David. Because, David, I personally smile whenever
I know where you live.
You think you do, but that was a hologram I set up for a different circumstance. I like that the concept there of building in. I'm going to give give like some glory points over there to Maurice, because I just love space travel and creating actual things like that. That was one of my ideas as a child, was to be a space architect of some kind. All right.
What happened?
What happened? You happened, Darby.
Mm-hmm.
Ruined everything.
Unresolved.
Beautiful.
Some slightly. All right. Well, let's get there. David, we'd love to learn a little bit more about you right now. I believe you and Darby know each other a little bit. And then, Darby, why don't you take it away and see what we can learn a little bit more about David and his journey and what he's up to these days.
Yeah, for sure. Like the one question that comes to mind for me, David, is when we started talking initially, it was because of the book challenge that we're going through together. And you mentioned you have a goal of writing 12 books a year, and you're in the process of writing your first book. Can you walk me through kind of like where that number comes from, like what has held you back from writing a book up to this point, and kind of like why such a big goal like that? If I mean, it's no small task writing one book, but 12 is, pretty monumental for some, saying that. Like, is this a personal goal? Is this something you just putting yourself a challenge for? Just kind of, I'm curious to kind of hear where your head's at there.
Sure. So the 12 books a year kind of came from, there's 12 months in a year. And the other element to that is I've got a lot of material inside of my head, a lot of things inside of my head that I look out in the world, especially in the metaphysical world, in the self-help, personal growth. And I don't see a lot of the material that I have in my head out there. And I know it helps because of how it's helped our clients since 2008. So a whole bunch of people all over the world recognizing the commonalities of what people get hung up on, what people get stuck on. So when somebody comes to me, I don't care where they're from, what niche they're in, what they personally like doing. They come to me and they say, I've got this problem. I've already got a solution. Because of what I've recognized in other people, recognizing all those data points and bringing them into, okay, how can I help somebody live a better life? How can I help somebody to shorten the time from trauma to release, for example, or from, I had a messed up relationship. How do I get over it? All of those things, we've been able to shorten the time to healing. So healing these using very down to earth, super simple, but very, very effective techniques that we've developed and things that we've developed, perspectives that we've seen. So we've kind of taken all that, and I want to get a lot of that material out for the general public, and that's why so many books, because they're backlogged. As far as blocks, it's just mainly we've been building this school, building our business, our client business first, then that turned into the school, and there just wasn't enough time to do that. Now that my time has kind of opened up a little bit more, I'm going to focus more attention on that and kind of get those out.
Awesome. Thank you for going to that. I mean, I think all of us can resonate with that. We've got these things inside of our head that we want to get out, but we hit those blocks of like, how do I spend the time to do it? And structuring that time is a very intentional thing, because it's easy to get just drowned out in work and the day-to-day and the trenches, not freeing yourself up for that. What are some activities or habits that you've developed over the last few years to build that system in your business to actually give you the time, where a lot of people you see are never able to cross that bridge because they just are stuck in their business, so they can never work on their business?
One of the biggest things that kind of opened that up for me was a book called Essentialism. And that's Greg McGowan. And that book right there basically showed me where I was wasting like 80% of my energy on all of these side hustles. And I mean, Side Hustle's a great game, but when you have so many side hustles, you're not gaining traction anywhere. So go and explore the side hustles, get your game on, and then figure out where your purpose and your passion is, and then follow that. Drop everything else. Focus on the one thing that you can be the best in the world at, one thing that you love to do, and one thing that you can get paid at. So that comes from another book called From Good to Great. I don't remember the author. And that one is just about basically the Venn diagram of best in the world, the thing that makes you happy, and the thing that gets you paid. So when you take that, combine that with essentialism, focus on the one thing, make it happen.
Good to Great is by James Collins, by the way.
Yes.
A very good book.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. That was a fantastic book.
Yeah,
it is a very good way to scale from a small to a medium, I'd say, business, and from there sowing the seeds from a medium to an extremely large that I think other books then touch on.
right.
But it definitely helps people make that leap from, oh, this is an idea or a side hustle or an enjoyment to something that can actually make you a living on a daily basis.
I want to touch on something on the side hustle subject. I'm extremely offended by our in that regard. No, but in all seriousness, I feel like there's almost a rite of passage in the world of entrepreneurship with like having to like break through and get that crystal clear focus from the shiny object syndrome that is often what causes us to be so distracted, right? There's, it's a gift and a curse, I guess, in a lot of cases. And so it sounds like these are the two books that you would recommend for any entrepreneur to kind of dive into to get a little bit more clear on that. Are there any habits that you see people stuck in outside of just, oh, you've got a lot of side hustles in? Is there something that you see like a little bit below the surface that most people would just maybe overlook? Is it, oh, I always hit snooze on my alarm 15 times before I wake up? Or is it, I can never show up on time for a meeting? Or are there little habits that you see that kind of compound that hold people back from achieving the level of success that they want, and they might be unaware of that habit holding them back?
Absolutely. One of the biggest ones there would be procrastination. Procrastination is something that a lot of people kind of get caught up in and turn this into a huge block, a huge stumbling thing. Creative blocks, the same kind of a thing. It comes from the same place, and that is, if I do this and if I put it out there in the world, then it might get rejected. And that fear of rejection creates a very real, visceral response in the body that if I'm rejected, I'm going to die. Because out in the world, out in a pack mentality, for example, if you're out in the world and you get rejected, you're going to get kicked out of that pack. And in the wild, especially as a little cub, as a little animal, you're going to die. So our body still has that wiring. So we're wired to avoid that pain of rejection. So we stop doing something or don't do something or put it off or whatever. And if you can look underneath that, okay, why? Why am I procrastinating? Why am I pushing stuff off? Why am I not writing my book? Why am I not doing whatever it is I want to be doing? And you look under that into, okay, what am I afraid of? What am I really afraid of? And where does that memory come from? If you can work on the memory, the button, the root, then that procrastination will release, that creative block will release, all of those things that we've used as a way for the mind itself to protect us from pain, suffering, rejection, abandonment, failure, all of those things, and you work on the issues, then all of the symptoms go away.
And are there specific practices that you walk people through to help them identify those moments of trauma, those moments of pain in the past? Imagine it might vary based on person to person, but this also seems like something that is right up your wheelhouse because you help people get over that trauma.
Yeah. So there's a couple techniques that I will use and I'll walk people through. I've got meditations on them. One is the 5-minute emotion or 5-minute release exercise. And that's basically when you experience an emotion, whatever that emotion is, give yourself the freedom to acknowledge it, validate it, and explore it. So acknowledge that this is an emotion that you're feeling. You're actually feeling it, whether it's sad, angry, whatever. And then give yourself the freedom to validate. It's a real feeling. You deserve to feel it until you are done. And then explore it. Go into that feeling, go hard, fast, and deep into that feeling for 5 minutes. By doing that, what happens is your brain, first off, realizes, okay, I'm being listened to, I'm being heard. Now I can go into it, so I'm safe enough to go into the emotion. Then getting down to the bottom of the emotion, the magic happens when you go into it. Most of the time we have a painful emotion, we pull ourselves out of it. So if you go into it, then you experience the emotion to this moment of completion. And then at that roughly around 3 to 4 minutes, you start experiencing, no matter how deep you try to go, there's like nowhere else. And then it breaks into this like moment of peace. And that's when you know you're through it. And if it doesn't reset in 5 minutes, then you just reset it yourself and then come back and do another exercise like that later. The other one was, 5 minutes. I don't even remember what the other one was, but it was amazing. Hit me up on social and I'll get you some more on that.
Well, it kind of sounds like the being comfortable with being uncomfortable and like really like knowing that those feelings aren't bad. It's just running away from them is just going to keep pushing you further and further away from actually solving the problem, which I know I've experienced that. Everyone experiences that on a daily basis. And so that is an exercise that I've never heard of before, and I'm keen to try it now. So thank you for sharing that. That's really cool.
Yeah. And if you want me to personally walk you through it, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a suggested question in terms of, from a selfish perspective, something that I have been starting to feel more of, that is a feeling that I haven't had a lot of in the last year during lockdown. And that I would describe as FOMO. It has been something that I did not feel for about a year because everybody was locked inside, etc. And now, even though I'm active, I'm with friends, I'm productive, I'm doing the things that make me happy, that feeling has come around again, and I've had to personally address it. And that I feel there's positive movement in that direction. But I think it might be a feeling that a lot of people nowadays are starting to feel again, because people are on social media and they see things happening, and even though their lives may be in the right track and stable and social enough, I think something that happens. Is there, maybe without obviously a full workshop of some kind, which I know you do well, is there a button or thought that you have about that concept that may help other viewers who have that, what I would assume is a fairly common emotion as of late?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so when we're talking about that FOMO feeling, that what am I missing? It goes back to a pack mentality once again, because we've been on this hiatus of pack connection, right? So our brains are wired for pack connection. That's why community is so big, and especially in the entrepreneur space, getting bigger and bigger, where people are like, well, people want community. People have wanted community forever, but it's about making it real. So when you've got this disconnect from society, right? Even though it's physical, we've still been connected virtually, but you've got this physical disconnect from people around you, then it triggers that part in the brain that says, okay, I'm a lone wolf right now. Even though you're connected on social, you're connected, whatever. And it's basically a social reintegration phase that we're coming into, where we're trying to figure out, okay, how does the world work again? As we open up, as we come back out into the world and come back into society and whatever. But there's that part that's like, I missed out, but it's not just missing out on what's going on social media with everybody else. It's missing out from the entire year or so that we've been in lockdown. So you're missing that entire social connection. So your primal brain is going, how do I reintegrate with this? How do I function? And it triggers that fear of rejection, the fear of abandonment, the fear of judgment. What if they don't like me now that I've come out? What if I can't function again socially? What if I'm weird? So all of those pieces and parts are pieces that get triggered in that primal brain, and we've got to reintegrate back into what our normal flow is.
Thank you for illustrating or elucidating that and allowing me to be vulnerable about that. Thank you. I wanted to ask you about one segment that you went in there, which was making the line I teased out is making community real, right? For a person, for themselves. Mm-hmm. And to me, it seems like that is the portion that for each individual may be a slightly different one, but there may be elements of that word real that you think of that we may not think of. So could you elaborate on making community real, and that word specifically real, and how you would apply that?
I am so glad that you picked up on that, because that's what I do with my clients is I pick up on that one word and it's like there's something there. Mm-hmm. So that word real is what we make it in our mind. Okay, so there are people that are really good with virtual societies, with virtual communities, and they create a very real, visceral connection inside of their body that they belong. And that the brain doesn't know if it's virtual or if it's in person. It's still going to give you the same feedback. It's still going to provide the same chemicals, the same everything that you need. So there are people that can do that. And then there are people that need the visceral, physical touch to let them know that they are safe and okay, that they are in a community. Okay, so when you've got people that are, and this is why a lot of people will go to different group settings or meetups or whatever, so that they can physically be surrounded with people. And there's a part inside of their brain that feels like they are missing love, acceptance, safety if they don't have that in the real world. So there are some people that just will never be virtually safe with a virtual community, and there are some people that don't need the physical community to feel safe.
Sounds like elements of those exercises and tests where people find their love languages, if you will, ways that they communicate and receive information and community. Thank you so much, David. I think those were really, really interesting things. It definitely makes me want to check out all your information on there more. I think let's hop back a little bit to the game, and then we'll close this out. Let's get a little goof on, so everybody's shaking out a little bit. Shake it out, boom, 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 boom. And I think it's time, if you'll help me, do a fantastic noise for our lightning round. Zip-a-zap, zip-a-zap. Eventually that will have its own user, and when I say user, I mean fan-generated sound out there. So if you're listening and you have a sting that you want to send us, send it to team@playsidehustle.com. Let's get to it. I'll run it just for ease of use.
So I don't yeah, okay.
You can definitely run it, buddy. I was just on a verbal roll.
You go ahead.
That's cool. I'm glad that Darby is not upset about anything at all, for sure. That is fine with me. Okay, what we are going to do is roll the die and figure out the industry for this round. Let's do that first. Rolling it. Delightful. Wow. That was a 3, which is media and entertainment. Okay.
Great roll, Tamir.
Thank you very much. That media and entertainment, the way lightning round works is each of you entrepreneurs is going to get their own unique card. I'm going to pull and show it to you. It's a lightning round because you have to pitch on the spot. Immediately, the first thing that comes to your head, same style as you were pitching before, just a fun little elevator pitch. David, we'll show you how it's done with one of these sacrificial lambs first, and then maybe we'll go second for us if that works for you.
Good by me.
Sounds good. All right, Darby, you're at the top of the list here. In media and entertainment, are you ready?
I was born for this.
Oh my gosh, she was. In media and entertainment, your side hustle is Starflex.
Starflex. It's the future of cinematography on Mars. We all know about the Starplex, the original OG movie theater down in my hometown of St. Marcus. Well, we are expanding. We're going galactical. We are following Elon Musk to Mars. Starflex bringing the future of intergalactic entertainment right to your doorstep on another planet. Starflex.
I love it.
Cool. I heard galactical, which I'm fine with that. I think you should just yell galactical at the top of every mountain from now on. So thank you.
I am from now on going to use galactic. That is so galactical.
So I'm feeling pretty galactical about it. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. It's a movie theater. Yeah, it's a movie theater on Mars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there we go. Sounds good. There you go. David, are you ready for media and entertainment? Lightning round.
Do this.
Your side hustle is beanies in media and entertainment.
Beanies in media and entertainment. So I've got a brand new movie coming out called Beanies. And this is designed from the bees themselves and the whole plight of the bees. So it's the plight of the bees brought to cinema on Mars.
On Mars as well. Everything's on Mars today, and I like that. Okay,
yep.
So the life of bees, the secret life of bees on Mars.
The secret life of bees on Mars that are into breakdancing. That's why the names.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I can't wait for Bee's Knees 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Exclusively at Starflex, by the way.
Wow, I like
Premiering,
this.
first premiere, world premiere, galactical premiere
Correct.
on Starflex.
Yes.
Exactly.
Not this world, different world premiere. Tim, I like it a lot. So Tim, let's get your.
Can we jump real quick into the comments? These are great comments, real quick.
Oh, please, let's put one up.
Yeah, Diamond. This is some serious games.
Yeah, then, Diamond likes this.
And then
Maurice.
Marcus. I'm sorry, Maurice. I can't read today. I agree. This may be one of the best episodes, not only because of the game, but also the information that David shared.
I agree with that.
I definitely second that. Definitely second that. Okay, now I'm up to the
good stalling.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we're gonna buy ourselves some time.
You like that? I was just trying to let some of the sweat dry.
Tim, in media and entertainment, lightning round, your side hustle is waistbands.
Well, waistbands obviously are a new belt that goes around while you're watching your favorite movie at the Starplex, and it's part of the 60 Entertainment Center. That so it has little packets, right? Little packets on the buckle part, and if you jump into water, it makes your pants wet. If like on the video, like if you see someone like going swimming, then your pants get wet. Everybody wants this. Stop laughing at me. And if like they go into like a tomb, then like sand right in your face, and if you fall in the cactus.
What if it's bees breakdancing? What if it's bees breakdancing? What happens?
Then it vibrates, and there's cactus tines that shoot at you. So you vibrate.
A reminder: they are on your belt.
They're on your belt.
They are going very specific locations.
Yeah, they're getting cut. They're getting stuck to your thorax there.
That is the bee's knees.
That is, yes, exactly. Yeah, right. If you're watching the bee's knees, then you're gonna feel that one. Wow. And that's waistbands in media and entertainment.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. All right. Thank you, entrepreneurs. It is now my pleasure to hand out the Funny and Fundable card for this round. In the lightning round, Darby had Starflex. He came up with essentially space cinema things, which is great, and they will occur at some point, so I appreciate that. We had David, who came up with Bee Knees, and that is the most badass breakdancing bee movie that will be in space and airing there. And Tim came up with waistbands, which are, it's a belt that, depending on, it's like a 4D experience. So whatever happens on screen happens to you. For example, if somebody spills a Coke on somebody uncomfortably in the movie, it will happen to you as well. If someone literally says, "Liar, liar, pants on fire," your pants will literally catch on fire. No safety mechanisms, no handrails. Ridiculous. Okay, well, for that insanity, Tim, you get the funny. And for Fundable, I'm going to say that in space or on Earth, that bee movie would sell out. Nice. So for that, you get Fundable, my friend.
But where are you going to watch it if you don't have a galactic movie theater?
On my space phone. Anyway. All right, everybody.
You got me.
I got you there, my friend. Now, what I love is, David, can you give us a final fun sort of call to action for everybody? How can they find you? How can they support you? How can they learn more from you, your wealth of knowledge?
Absolutely. So we've got a YouTube channel that we've been learning since 2017, and we've got a crap ton, a galactical crap ton of information videos on there. You can go check that on YouTube at Zen Rose Garden. You can also find us anywhere on social at Zen Rose Garden, or you can check out the website, zenedacademy.com. We've got a wonderful free community that anybody can join called the Intuitive Awakening Community. You can find that on zenedacademy.com and come and hang out and see what we're all about.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. We really appreciate it. Tim, would you care to send us out on a lovely note?
Into space.
everybody, we thank you so much for being here. We could not be here without you, and we wouldn't be here without you. You know, we were here for you. We really enjoy putting on this show. It goes through its ebbs and flows, and we're constantly growing, and we love hearing your feedback. We love having you guys play with us. We love creating new and exciting games for you. We want to hear from you. Make sure you reach out to us at Tim or team at Play SideHustle. They both go to the same place. And if you have something to say to us and you're playing the game, we want to see pictures. We want to hear your pitches. We want to see how you're using our game. And we also want to make more games for you. So the more you get in touch with us, the more you're setting us on fire and getting ready to do it. So we wouldn't be here without you. We love you. Thank you very much. Stay galactical.
See you next time, everybody. Bye.
Peace.
Take care, guys.